Good afternoon.
Okay. So before we start to this class, I would just want to check whether you you understand how the join operation between two tables is done or not. Okay. So I'll just give another instruction here, means another select statement. So select star from employee S E join department as D on E dot D and O equal to D dot D number. So whenever we are performing join, the two tables that we are going to join are related to each other. Okay, and we are accessing a particular relationship between the two tables. And here in the previous example, we were accessing the managers relationship type between employee and department. And here in this particular example, we are accessing the works for relationship type between employee and department. Okay, so just tell me what is going to be the output, means the whole temporary table is going to be the means the whole temporary table that you got after joining employee and department using this joining condition, and that is going to be the output for this select statement. Okay, so just show me the resultant table and you can send me through WhatsApp. Let me see. Join is between these two tables that is shown here. This is going to be your employee table and the second table is a department table. Okay, let's try this one. I'll give 5 minutes for this. Okay, so how many how many tuples that you do you get there?
Ma'am, five.
What happened?
Ma'am, five tuples.
I
5.
got yeah, 5 tuples. So and I got only one. I got only one answer from you people.
Ma'am, drawing the table.
Okay. So it will have the means all the employees will be there
Ma'am,
along with the details of the department where he or she is working, isn't it? So the temporary table is going to contain the details of the employee along with the details of the department where he or she is working. Okay, so that means all the employees will be there. That means all 5 employees will be there along with the department. Means other than this thing, all the attributes of employee will be there in the temporary resultant table, and all the this one that will be means all the attributes of the department also will be there. Okay, so for Tom, it matches with the second tuple ECE. Okay, and again for Jerry, it matches again with the ECE, this one second tuple, and for John, Alice, and Bob, it matches with the first tuple, that is CSC. Okay, and this one, this last one, that is EE, this last tuple in the department relation or department table, it doesn't match with any of the tuple that we have in the employee table. Okay, so this means the details of this particular department will not be there in the resultant table. Okay, so that is our join. Let us start our today's topic. The first topic that we are going to see is left join. This is same as join, the other remaining join, like left join, right join, and full join. They are not that different. Means they are not that important. So means commonly the join, the most important join that we are going to use is your inner join. Okay, that is the simple join. Okay, and other join, there might be some query which for which you might use this remaining join, but it doesn't make any sense, means it is not that required. Okay, just I will tell you what they means. You need to understand them, so I will just tell you how this left join, how the right join and full join works. Okay, the first one means the second join type of join is left join. So other than the matching rows, the remaining rows of the left table will be there in the resultant table. Okay, that means if see here, even here I have written a statement: return all rows from the left table even if there are no matches in the right table. Okay, so our left join S, we will have a resultant table Q. So for example, if this is a table R, if this is your table R and this is your table S. Okay, the first table is R and the second table is S. Okay, then if we left join these two, then what will happen is here I'm not writing anything, means I am not writing any joining condition here, because I have considered this C and this C. Because of this C, two C's, they are related to each other. So because of this two attribute, they are going to perform the join. Okay, this is just an example, random example by using which I'm trying to explain what is this left join. So suppose this is a table R and this is S, then what will happen is the first row here, the first row matches with this row, isn't it? Because the value of C is same. Here we have 3 and also we have 3 here in the second table. Okay, so that is why there will be a tuple here. combination of this tuple and this tuple will come here. Okay, 1 1 3 3 1. Now again I will try to match this tuple with the other remaining tuple. So it doesn't match with any other remaining tuple, so we will go to the next tuple of R. Okay, so here again this second tuple matches with the second tuple for this table. So we have a row here, 2 1 2 2 2, isn't it? It is same as our inner join. And then I will try joining with the remaining tuple, and it doesn't matches. So we will go to the next tuple of table R, and it matches with the first row, isn't it? So we have a tuple here, 3 4 3 3 1. Okay, after that there is another tuple in this one table R, and we found that this doesn't match with any of the three tuples we have in S. Okay, so that means this is the only remaining tuple that doesn't match with any of the tuple in S. So whatever remaining tuples we have in the left table, that is your R, we have to include it here in the resultant table. Okay, with the null values for these two attributes. Okay, so we have to include all of them. Whatever remaining tuples we have in R that doesn't match with any of the tuple in S, we have to include it here. Okay, with a null value for the attributes we have in S, for the attribute of S. Okay, so that is left join. So if we means the syntax for using left join in our select statement is going to be select column names from table 1, left join table 2. On some column we have to provide this condition. Okay, joining condition. So that is left join. Right join, this is same as left join. The only thing is the row, the remaining row of S, not the remaining row of R. The remaining row of S that doesn't match, that doesn't have any matching row of R, we have to include it here. Okay, so same thing, this is the same table that we see here. It is the same table. So we are going to have this three matching combination of rows from R and S. After that, the remaining row, this we already found matching rows from R. For this again, we already found matching rows from R. The only remaining tuple in S is this tuple, isn't it? This tuple or this row. Okay, so the remaining tuples we have to include. The remaining tuple in S, we have to include it here in the resultant table. So we will include these two with the null values for the attributes of R. Okay, so that is right join. This is right join, and the first one and the previous one is the left join. So the syntax is going to be select column names from table 1, right join table 2 on table 1 dot column name equal to table 2 dot column name. So we will provide the joining condition here. Okay, so in this case the condition is going to be table R dot C equal to S dot C. Okay, so that is right join. And the last joining the last type of join is full join. So here the remaining tuples of R and all the remaining tuples of S that doesn't have any matching tuples, we have to include with the attributes, with the other attributes as null. Okay, all of them. So the matching rows, we found out these three matching rows, isn't it? And this for this particular tuple we didn't find any matching row, and again for this tuple also we didn't find any matching row. So for this tuple we have to add a tuple here with null values for A, B, C. Okay, and again for this tuple we have to add the tuple here with the null value for C and D. for the attributes of S. Okay, so this is full join. So there is not much to tell you about this left join, right join, and full join. So you just know how it works. Okay. Other than that, they are not going to be using for any retrieval query. When you write queries, it is not that necessary. These things are not that necessary. Okay. So another this one operator that we can use in our query, in our select statement, is Cartesian product. Okay, Cartesian product. So Cartesian product, we know what is this Cartesian product from our set theory, isn't it? So means it has the same same properties as that one. So what it is going to do is Cartesian product between two tables. Cartesian product between two tables is going to return a resultant table which will have all the possible combinations of the rows of the two tables. Okay, so for example, here you can see we have this table and this table. This Cartesian product of this two table is going to be this table. Okay, the resultant table is going to be this one. Means it will have the attributes of the two tables, that is A, B, C, C, D. Okay, it will have all the attributes of table 1 and table 2. Okay, and the tuples will be all the possible combinations of this tuples and this tuples. Okay, that means this tuple is going to be combined with this one, this one, this one. All the possible combinations. Okay, so here we have 4 tuples and here we have 3 tuples. Then how many tuples we are going to have in this resultant table? Tell me.
12. 12.
Yeah, 12. Okay, it means all the possible combinations we are going to have here. Okay, so Cartesian product, how it means what in the form of select statement, how we are going to write is select column names. We are going to write the column names, and then from table 1 comma table 2. Okay, the tables that for which we want this Cartesian product, we have to write it by separating them by commas. Table 1 comma table 2. Okay, one thing I want to tell you here is that Cartesian product, if you have, say, for example, I will write a query here. I will write. So we already know join, isn't it? Select. I'll write the keywords in capital letters. Select. Select E dot F name, comma D dot T number from employee SE join department SD on E dot DNO equal to D dot E number. So this is one query, and then I'll write another query. Select from where Okay. So we have two queries. One query we use join, and in another query we use Cartesian product. Okay, and this both of them is going to return you the same value, means the same means it will have the same result. The output will be same. But the difference means I will recommend you to use join instead of, means they works in the same, means they are going to give you the same result, but still I will recommend you to use join instead of Cartesian product. Why? Because the temporary table that we are going to get by using join and the temporary table that we are going to get by using Cartesian product, the size matters, isn't it? It is going to means it is going to be using a huge size memory, because the means we are going to consider all the possible combinations. So it is going to be means the resultant table is going to be of huge size, isn't it? But here the size of this, after joining employee and department by using the joining condition, it is going to give you a smaller size table. Okay, so better you use, means it is better to use join and then this Cartesian product. Okay, but they are same means what it is going to tell you. I'll means for join we already know, isn't it? The temporary table will be formed by using this particular condition that we applied here for the joining for the in this joining condition, isn't it? But for this Cartesian product, what it is going to do is, first it will form the Cartesian product of employee and department. It will means it will perform this Cartesian product between the employee tuples of employees and between between the tuples of employees and tuples of department. Okay, it will first get the we will first get the temporary table. After that, from this temporary table, for each and every tuples, this condition will be applied. We know how this where conditions are applied, isn't it? So for each tuple from the temporary table, these conditions are applied. And for the tuples which satisfied this condition, the first name and the number, the department number will be retrieved. Okay, you can see these two things from the tables that I have given here. What is going to be the result? You are going to get the same result, but the only difference is the temporary tables for the Cartesian product and the temporary table for the join is going to be a different thing. Means from we are going to get the temporary table, and from that temporary table we are going to retrieve this information, isn't it? But here from the temporary table, for each tuple this condition will be checked. Okay, and temporary table will be formed first. After that, then it will be checked. The tuples will be checked by using this condition, and those tuples will satisfy this condition. This information will be retrieved. Okay. So this is the difference between join by using join and then Cartesian product. But in the exam, whatever means which one you prefer, you just use them. Okay. Which one means whether you are comfortable with join or whether you are comfortable with Cartesian product, it doesn't matter. So you can use any one of them. Any doubt in Cartesian product, left join, right join, full join, and even join also? Okay, then let us continue. So the last operator that we have is the union operator. So union operator is means, I will just read this out. Combine the results of two or more select statements without returning any duplicate rows, or with returning duplicate rows. Means without returning also we can do it, or even duplicate rows we can return it. So we just need a particular keyword for that. So what it is going to do is it will combine the results of two or more select statements. Okay, so it is not going to be an operator used inside a single select statement. So we are going to combine the result of 2 or more select statement by using the join operator. Okay, so how it works, let us see the syntax. Select column names from table names. After that, we will say whether whether union or union all. So if we are going to use, means if we want duplicate rows, then we will write union all. Okay, if we just do not want the duplicate rows, then we have to use only union. Okay, so the result of this first select statement will be combined with the result of this second select statement. Okay, so here you can see here an example is given. Select DNO as D number from employee, union all, select department number from department. Okay, so let us see the example again. This one. So from here we are first from the employee we are this one. We are selecting this the DNO values. Okay, after that we union it with the D number from the department table. Okay, and then the result we got it like this. And one more thing I will tell you here, the column name that we have here and the column name that we have here means the resultant columns is going to be having the same name. They should have the same name. If we just provide D number, DNO here and D number, then an error message will be there. Okay, so that is why we are giving an alias name here for DNO. We have converted, means in the result, we have converted DNO to D number so that it matches with this D number. Okay, so after that it will select, means whatever department D number value we have in employee, it will be selected, and then whatever D number value we have in department, it will be selected. Okay, and the union of those two results will be given here as an output. Okay, this is for union all. If we provide only union, then all the duplicate values will not be there in the result. Duplicate values will be removed. So we will have only 2, 1, and 3 in the result. Okay, we have here, we use union all operator instead of union. That is why duplicate values are also returning here in the result. So this is the last operator that we can use in the select statement. Wait a second. Okay, so the next thing is nested queries or subqueries. So we can have queries inside query also, means select statement inside a select statement. Okay, so we will, let us see some of the ways of using subqueries. So we have a subquery here in the where clause of another select statement. Okay, this is a subquery. This is a subquery. So we are having a nested queries. You can say it is a nested queries. We're having a query inside another query. Okay, so this type of query is known as nested query. And the query we have inside means the query, the smaller query that we have inside a bigger query, you can say like that, is known as a subquery. This is known as a subquery. Okay, so subqueries we can have either in the where clause, okay, or we can also have in the from. So we already know the select statement is going to return a table, isn't it? Select statement is going to return a table. That means if means if we are going to use it in the where clause, then whatever values it returns will be means we are going to use them in the condition. Okay, as a part of the condition. Okay, and if we are using it in the from clause, then this itself is a table, isn't it? So from the table that is returned by this subquery, we are going to use that table, and from that table we are retrieving information. Okay, and subqueries we can also use in update table also. Update table name, update table name, set column values, where in means in the where clause we can also use subqueries. That whatever commands that we see so far where we have this where clause, we can use the subqueries inside the where clauses. Okay. Now let us see some example of subqueries. Let us see how it works. So select fname from employee where salary is greater than any, select salary from employee where DNO equal to 1. So how it is going to work? First, for each column we already know from the employee table. Let us see the outer query. Okay, from the employee table, for each tuple we are going to check this condition. Okay, we are going to check this condition means what it is going to do is the salary of that particular employee, means the salary for that particular tuple, the salary value will be, we are going to check whether it is greater than the values that returned by this subquery. It is greater than any of the value that is returned by this subquery. Okay, means this is also going to return you some values, isn't it? And what it is going to return, let us see. Salary from employee where DNO equal to 1. So it is going to return salaries of employees working in department number 1, isn't it? The subquery. The subquery is going to return salaries of employees who's working in department number 1. Okay. And this outer subquery, what it is doing, it is retrieving the name of employees whose salary is greater than at least any of the employee who is working in department number 1. Okay, so it is going to give you a set of values. Means the subquery is going to give you a set of values, and this condition, the condition for the outer query, is checking whether the salary is greater than any of the values that we have in the set. Okay, so we can use two keyword here. Any means any of the value that we have in this set, or all. All means it should be greater than, the salary should be greater than all the values that is returned by this subquery. Okay, so this is related to set. You can say this means it is going to be a set, means a set of values will be returned, and if we are going to check it means with a set, then whether we can use an in operator. In operator we can also use in operator, isn't it? We already see this one. Or any, if we are going to check greater than or less than, then we can use any or all. Okay, these are some of the keywords that we can use with a set of values in a condition that is applied, that we have applied using the where clause. There is another example here. Select e.fname from employee as e, where e.ssn in. Here again we're providing an in here because it is again going to return a set of values. Okay, so select ESSN from dependent. What it is going to do, I'll tell you. First, for each tuple in the employee, it is going to check whether this condition satisfied or not. See, this we already know. Okay, means this will be returning a values of ESSN, set of values of ESSN that we have in the dependent table, isn't it? That means these are going to be the ESSN of the employees who have dependent. Okay, who have dependent. So what we are retrieving is we are retrieving the name of the employees who are having at least one dependent. Okay, means who are having a dependent. And it is not going to select the name of employees who is not there in the dependent table. That means who are not having any dependent. Okay. Now another select statement is there. Here you can see again for every tuple we are going to check whether this condition satisfied or not. So this is a little bit complicated. You see, just try to listen here carefully. So what we are going to do is for each tuple again this needs to be returning some values. So that value we are going to compare it with this, isn't it? So let us see what it is going to return. So for each tuple we are going to check whether this condition satisfied or not. Means for this outer select, again this outer select and this this one, this subquery inner select, and we are combining in the this one, whatever elements, whatever relation we're having here and whatever relation we're having here, we are performing a particular condition. We are performing a particular, means we are performing whether it satisfy a particular condition or not. Okay, so what it is going to do is in the employee table for each tuple we are going to check whether in the dependent table it has any dependent or not. Okay, we are checking whether the SSN value for each tuple that we are selecting from this employee table, do we have the same ESSN in the dependent table or not? Okay, and if we found such tuple independent, then we are counting those tuples. We are counting those tuples. Okay, we are counting those tuples. And after counting all the tuples that we have in the dependent table, which is having the same ESSN value with the tuple we have in the employee table, after counting, we are checking whether it is greater than or equal to 2 or not. Okay, that means what this overall query is doing is it is retrieving the name of the employee who is having more than or who is having 2 or more dependent. Okay, we are retrieving the name of the employee who is having more 2 or more, who is means who at least 2 dependent. Okay, so I will let me show this. Let me just with an example table. Let us use the same employee table. So this is your employee table and dependent. The dependent table, how many columns were there? Dependent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, and let us say we have so ESSN, then we have dependent name, And then we have X, birth date, relationship. Okay, so this was the attribute of the dependent table. So I'll just give some random values. SSN 00 0 0 200. But that let me just copy this. I'm just giving some random value, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter what order, what whether it is meaningless or not. I'm just trying to show you how it works. So relation, daughter, son, whatever, mother, father, son again. Okay, so now let us see this query. Let us see. This is a little bit complicated query, so that is why I'm trying to explain it. So what will happen is, I told you that for each employee here, because it means we are driving things from the employee table, so we are going to check for each employee whether the condition satisfied or not, isn't it? So for each employee, what we are going to do is, for each employee we are going to check this condition. So this condition, in this condition, a subquery is there. Okay, so we need to solve this subquery first. After that, we'll check the condition. Okay, we need a solution here for this subquery. So what is going to be the solution for this subquery? From the dependent table, we have the dependent table. We are going to check whether there is any tuple which has the same SSN value for this tuple. Okay, SSN value for this tuple. And if we have any such tuple, then we are going to count these tuples. Okay, we are going to count the number of tuples. So for this tuple, for the first tuple, the SSN value is 100, isn't it? So here we will be going to check the tuples, each tuple of the dependent table one by one. So this tuple has the same SSN value 1. We are counting it 1. Okay. This tuple doesn't have the same SSN value, so we'll skip it. We'll go here, we'll skip it. It doesn't have same value, so we'll skip it, and we'll come till this here. We have to scan all the tuples one by one. So the last tuple again matches the SSN value, so 2. We're counting it, okay? 2. So it is going to return a value 2, and 2 is equal to 2, isn't it? So that means the result. I will just draw the result then table here. Result will contain only a single attribute. And that is fname, e.fname. Do you have class at 2 p.m.?
Ma'am, we have test from 2 p.m.
Okay, then just type in your enrollment number in the chat box. So the result will be Tom will be returned like that. Like that. The next tuple for Jerry, we will have to check the same thing, and we found two tuples here having the matching SS and value. So again, Jerry will be returned. Okay, and that for the next tuple, that is John 300, we doesn't have any tuple which has matching ESS and value, isn't it? So that means John will not be retrieved. Okay, next next tuple is Alice 303. We have a single tuple, and it doesn't satisfy the condition that we have here, isn't it? It doesn't satisfy this condition, so we are not retrieving that one. And then Bob, the last one, again, it doesn't satisfy the condition, so we are not going to return it. So we only have in the resultant means in the output table, we only have Tom and Jerry. Okay, that means, as I have told you, this particular query is going to retrieve the name of the employees who is having 2 or more dependent. Okay, you get it? Any doubt? Okay, same thing for this again. What it is going to do is it is going to select exists, means we are checking whether this particular select statement return any value or not. If it doesn't return any value, then and those tuples, for those tuples it is not going to means those tuples are going to be skip out, and then we are going to searching for the tuples which return any value, even a single value. If it returns, then those tuples we are going to retrieve the department name. Okay, I'll just continue this in the next class. If you have class at 2 p.m., then you can leave. Just type in your enrollment number in the chat box.